New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents the High Vibe Hour. The High Vibe Hour, 60 minutes of connections, insights, and conversations to raise your vibe. Join Rev Cynthia, Rev Julie, and Rev Skip each week for an exploration of living a high vibe life. Tune in live every Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time or anytime during the week on our YouTube channel. The High Vibe Hour, only on New Thought Media Network.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the High Vibe Hour here at the New Thought Media Network. I'm Reverend Skip Jennings. I am a teacher, a minister, an author, and I am so happy it's Friday. I don't know why, but I am.
You say that every Friday.
I do. I love a Friday. I don't know.
That's so funny. I am Rev Julie Moret. I'm an inspirational speaker and teacher at the Agape International Spiritual Center, founded and directed by Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. And what I love so much about this time together is that it's a deep dive. I am a tools and practices person, and we get to take one theme and sink in. And you know, I love the moments that you get like struck by lightning and you have like a direct download of divine inspiration. And in the meantime, in between, I like tools and practices. So that's part of my passion about joining here.
And you do it so well. I love all the insights you drop in to this space. So what's going on with you this week? How's this week going for you?
Okay, I had a big win this morning.
Did you? Tell me.
Yeah, I have such a packed day today, and I'm getting ready to travel, and I have like thing. And so at first, yesterday, I was like, oh, okay, well, I just won't work out today. And then something happened. I woke up at the crack of dawn. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, if I get up now, if I go get and work out by 5, then, because I have all these like meetings and things today. So I got my butt up and out to the gym, 5 a.m., handled my business. And
my goodness.
and what I love about that is I keep saying do the hard thing anyway. Because we have such a coddling culture, like it's so easy to just be comfortable and strive for comfort and not go for excellence. There's like this baseline of mediocrity is my impression of how society functions. Like you don't really, you don't have to get a machete out and like carve your path to go to Starbucks in the morning. Like we've got roads and all the things, right? And so when I do the hard thing anyway, that makes me feel like a badass the rest of the day. Like, what else? Bring it on. I can handle my business, And so it's not just about the fact that I got my workout in at 5 o'clock this morning. It's about the feeling that I have the rest of the day that like, whatever it is, I got this,
Yes.
So how about you?
Well, very good. Well, I am, this morning I teach a yoga class early in the morning here online. I do it for Insight Timer, and it's an app, a meditation app where we do a lot of live events, and I have a live event tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So I get up and do my yoga, and I'm really getting like, I got a little bit of time here. Let me run right down the street and hit a fast, quick mani-pedi. Now, my manicurist and pedicurist, she is the dopest woman ever. I love her, and she's very quick. And I said, listen, I literally got 45 minutes, and I got to be online for our podcast. Can you hook me up? Because I'm going to Kansas City. I'm like, I can't go with these hooked up nails. I'm teaching yoga on one of the days of the retreat, so my feet had to be taken care of. So I get in the chair and she's like, yeah, she's working pretty quick. And she goes, yeah, so now we're going to start. I'm going, yeah, but I have to be online in about 45 minutes. I got to be online in about 10 minutes. So can you? And she whipped it out. Look, nails are
Okay.
pretty. Nails are pretty.
Beautiful.
And
Okay.
it was so funny. I was debating if I was going to do color, and it's so interesting. My mind went to, oh, you're going to Kansas City. You're going to a very not very friendly, queer kind of energy. I went with my plain nails, and now I'm questioning, well, maybe I should have stepped out of the box and did my black fingernail polish. But I realized what I was doing was not being too loud, what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, really
Mhm.
shutting myself down, and kind of a fear kind of feeling around, what's going on right now. And I'm going to Missouri, Kansas City, which is very, last time I was there, my Uber driver was really homophobic and a little bit borderline racist. And I don't think he knew that. And going into an area like the Midwest, I'm still questioning it, still working it out in my mind.
Yeah.
Having that freedom to really wear my black fingernail polish and not being in fear of what this area, which is very, 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 very marginalizing communities, where do we find the freedom to be out loud? And I think I have to, but yet I wasn't there this week.
Mhm.
That was me this morning going, do I do black fingernail polish or am I going to do my clear? And I went with the clear, traveling and stuff. So anyway, that's kind of
You know
where.
what? I wanna take a second with that because I get and appreciate the check-in with yourself, like, did I leave myself, so
Yeah,
that I could fit in? I get that, and I also think there's a line of, like, wise discernment. So maybe and
absolutely.
that's what we get to decide between, like, "Oh, okay, so do I always need" it's just that just popped into me. It's like
Yeah.
2 sides of a coin, did I leave myself or was I taking care of myself? Was this some wise discernment?
And that's I think the contemplation I'm having right now about my decision of doing it.
Mhm.
And there was a time where going to Kansas City, I've done retreats at Unity. I'm going to Unity Village, y'all, and I've done retreats there for our LGBT community, and I've worn my fingernail polish. But it seems like there's been a major shift in the climate,
Mm,
and there have been more of, and I know what's coming up because I've seen more and more people having the freedom to be racist or to be homophobic or to be
yeah.
transphobic, and they're out loud with it. Where it was us, who were very queer friendly in the LGBTQA plus community. It was like, be out loud, be out loud. We were the ones out loud, and now we're
Mhm.
feeling this shift of this energy is really out loud in front of your
Right.
face. I
Yeah.
know. It's interesting. We live in an
Yeah.
interesting time, don't we?
We are. We are birthing a whole new level of
Yeah, we
humanity,
are.
and the old style is leaving kicking and screaming. That's
Yeah.
that's my impression.
And and then the last on this note before we drop into our topic is that I am so grateful I live in California where there is this live and let live energy. This is this
Mhm.
vibration. I mean, yeah, we have our issues as well around the isms, I call them, the all the things that we're experiencing right now. But California has a sense of, I feel like there's a community vibe here
Mhm.
where it doesn't matter what you believe or what you California has this thing of live and let live. In fact, I think that was our motto for a little bit of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, live and let live.
Yeah.
Live and let
Yeah.
live. I don't know. So more shall be revealed. More
Yes.
shall be
Yeah.
revealed. We have a couple listeners on today. Let's recognize who's on with us.
Morning, Mary Ann. Oh, yeah, she's got
Yes,
her music group in the mornings. I'm glad
that's
you'll catch the
right.
replay.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Hazel's on with us. Peace
That's
and blessings.
right.
Hey, so grateful that you're on this morning. And all the listeners, just to let you know, and all the ones who are viewing, we want you to join the conversation. So feel free to drop any comments in the feed so we can really acknowledge you and talk to you and have an interactive experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Reverend Julie, what are we talking about today?
Oh, okay. So I'm really into this. For a couple of weeks now, I keep hearing like it's the fall time of year. Let's be
Yeah.
like the trees and let something go. It is the fall time of year. Be like the trees and let something go. And then I had a really funny experience. I have a friend, he has a very large front yard. He lives on the East
Mhm.
Coast. And he was telling me how the yard was covered in leaves. So he's got like this tractor with a vacuum, and he went and he like sucked up all the leaves so that his yard could be clean and clear. And 3 days after he sucked them all up, he sent me a picture and it was blanketed. The yard was covered once again with leaves. And I thought, "Oh, that's really the practice, isn't it?" It's like if we
It
want our
is.
space clean and clear, our inner space, our outer space, it's not one and done. So we're
It
talking
is.
about it's fall. Is it time to let something go? Physically,
Mm,
emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, like it,
mm,
and I love doing this contemplative work. And I feel like with every podcast we do, we
yeah,
say like we could literally do this every week because
yeah.
it's not one and done. And so that's the first opening is like, can we do an inventory in all the different areas of our
Mhm.
life and just notice in this now moment,
Yeah.
is it time to let something go?
Yeah, and
Right?
Reverend Julie, I gotta ask you, are you an East Coaster or West Coaster? Because I love this time of year in October where the leaves are changing and you see the pumpkins, and I kind of feel like I want to be on the East Coast with all
Okay.
that physical stuff happening to really enjoy the pumpkins and the Halloweens and the
Yes.
Thanksgiving. I'm an East Coast person. I grew up
Yes.
with those changes. I don't know if that's your experience.
Okay, yes. So I definitely grew up on the East Coast with the seasons and all the good things. And it's so funny. I'm in Los Angeles right now and I was
Mhm.
driving and it's bright and sunny and like zero sign of a changing of scene. But then I passed this
Right.
huge lot that's normally empty and it was
Mm.
turned into a like Thanksgiving fall Halloween wonderland. And it just, like,
Oh,
washed over me with so
oh,
much joy, so,
so much
we can find
joy.
it here in SoCal too.
We can find here in SoCal too. One thing I love about fall, it's the preparation of us about to go into winter, and we're not going to jump to winter yet. But the fall is a great preparation. If we look at the animals and the animal kingdom, they actually begin to shed things off. They begin to release things, and they begin to pack their caves or wherever they're going into hibernation. They start to harvest to put
Yes.
into their homes to prepare to go into a long time of hibernation, transformation, transmutation into their caves. And this is what I love about this season because it really feels different than summer. Don't when you say that, it feels
Oh,
different.
1,000,000%. And by the way, I just saw in the news,
Yeah.
apparently it is a thing to find the fattest bear before hibernation. Like people all over the place are taking videos, they're doing these measurements, like it's a whole thing. And I forget the name of the bear, but it's a bear
Yeah.
that's been in the running for
Yeah.
the last several years. And it finally won this year. It has like a cracked jaw and it is enormous as it prepares for winter.
Oh
And
my
so
goodness.
yeah, I get that. So that's both things then. It is
Yeah.
a releasing in fall, it's a letting go, but it's
Mhm.
also and we'll be moving into the harvest. I think we're starting with release today, and
Yeah.
then there is the taking in and the preparing for that winter time.
Mhm.
I study with a Taoist master, and we were talking yesterday about how in the Taoist practice we try to be like the nature. So when it is when there's a lot of wind out, especially if it's cold wind. We want to
Mm,
stay inside. You don't want wind on the back of your neck. You want to
mm,
keep that all warm so that wind doesn't enter into the body temple. And when it's cold and rainy, when it's damp and rainy, they say, like, go take a nap, go to sleep. And so I like this idea of aligning myself with the seasons, you
yeah.
know, with the seasons and what that does energetically. And so to set the intention of, oh, as we move towards winter, I'm still in a harvesting time, but when
Mm,
winter does come around, like, oh, will I give myself that deep rest? Will I honor this time? And not, because a lot of times I would go into panic, like, oh, I can't slow down, I gotta, like, keep the pace up. But what if we're more like the Taoist practice of being one with the seasons and
yeah.
letting that, like, so that our
Allows
body
us
gets
to,
that. Yeah.
it
And then
allows
you
us
have a
to,
resurgence
yeah.
come spring. Mhm.
And the other thing too, I love about this experience of the fall, I'm giving myself permission to have soup again.
Yes,
You
yes,
know, to put on my sweaters, even if it's not sweater weather. I'm looking at my
yes.
sweaters. I'm saying, because I love a great vegan just soup that has been cooking all day long, and I'll do it, and I'll have leftovers. I'm giving myself permission to drink more warm tea. In the summer times, I'm like,
Yeah.
I need the cold stuff. I'm feeling a shift, even if it's not in LA that's happening right now. I'm feeling it as I'm taking time to align myself with the seasons, like you're talking about.
Yes, and so even when I was working with this Taoist master yesterday, he said salads are done. Like, this is the time for soups. This is the time to
Oh,
transition your diet. You don't want the cold, if somebody's raw, I guess they deal with that in their way, but for somebody like me that I do warm foods, it's really a time to do that pivot. And so if you're willing, will you post your
yeah,
favorite soup recipe? Because I would love to try it.
absolutely. In the book that I have, and I think I have a copy of it,
I
but
have a
in my
copy of
book,
it.
oh, you have
Is
a
it in your
copy of it.
recipe book?
It's in the recipe
Okay.
book. It is.
Okay, which one is
It's
it?
in. It is everything in the kitchen minestrone soup.
Yes.
It's one that myself and Gwen Keneally, my co-author, who put that together. It's really mainly her recipe, but I put my own bits and pieces in there. And what I love to do is to take someone's recipe,
Uh-huh.
like minestrone, and now add in some other things that I'm really feeling comfortable adding in, like okra.
I was
I
just gonna
love
say
okra.
that.
Oh,
Yes.
good. I love okra
Yes.
in a soup. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. And
Yeah.
the other thing that I'm finding more and more, I don't know if you do the meat substitutes. So that's what I do. I love a good Beyond Burger. And I know some people say, it's too much. Da, 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 da. Because I do miss
You
sometimes
let that.
having that feel of a
Yeah.
sausage or something,
Uh-huh.
and I will put in a Beyond sausage in there. I don't put in a lot because it has a lot of additives in there,
Mhm.
but it's just a feel of that gives me a little bit more weight to the soup versus tofu. Because
Yeah.
tofu, I can eat a tofu and I'm going, where's my next meal? I,
Right. I do TVP. Have you ever done
what's
that?
that? No, what is
Textured
that? Tell me.
vegetable protein, TVP. That's a great one. I add it to soups and it just gives me a little bit of that chew as though it's meat. So, and it's great. It's
Will you
really high
text me the
protein.
link to that,
I will. T
please?
V T is in Tom, V is in Victory, P. It's textured vegetable protein. So that's another one. And it's
Oh,
clean.
wow. Is it clean? Okay, y'all
Yes,
who are
it's clean.
listening, we'll drop this
Bob's.
on social media somewhere.
Yeah, you know the brand Bob's? Like,
Oh,
is it
yes.
Bob's?
I love
Yeah.
Bob's.
Yeah, it's clean product line and it's TVP. Here we go.
That's
So
it. Yes.
okay, so release, let
Release.
go.
Let go.
So release and let go. Like, what is it time? Is it time to let something go? Is it time to release something?
Mm.
Yeah. Is
I
there
believe it
anything?
is. I believe, listen, And one of the things that we both are very because we just did a visioning yesterday together, which was
Mhm.
so powerful. Had some other things coming in. I'll tell you offline from that visioning. And one of the most important questions for me in visioning from Michael Bernard Beckwith, who downloaded this technology that helped to 39 years later, the Agape
Mhm.
International Center came out of this technology called visioning. And this question always comes up: what must I be willing to release for the vision to be manifested? And whenever I get to that space, there's always something within myself that I need to release. It might be a paradigm, a thinking, it might be a feeling tone. What am I willing to release? Sometimes a recent, and we've talked about this, has been eating animal products again.
Mhm.
That is coming really clear to me. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I bought the juicer. I've been juicing every single day, but I've also been releasing that which no longer serves me in my body temple. So I believe we always have the opportunity to release something, but we have to contemplate, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. When you and I were visioning yesterday, that one of the things that surprised me, because it's like the opposite of what I would normally coach somebody,
Mhm.
is for me in particular to release the idea that I need to take baby steps, small steps.
Oh, yes, I
I was
remember
like,
that.
oh, that's very interesting because I am somebody that I like it perfect. I like it completely done. So I could end up waiting decades before I take an action because I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. That's why Michael Bernard Beckwith is such an angel in my life because I would still be in my old studio apartment preparing if it weren't for him just kicking me out of the nest and like, go, get on stage, go speak here, go do that. And in my mind, every time still, it's like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. And so I'm learning to take a
Yeah.
leap. I'm learning to leap anyway. And so one of the things, this is like that, you vacuum up all the leaves and then 3 days later or 2 hours later, there are leaves everywhere again. That's one for me, like that
Mhm.
feeling of I'm not ready yet. And
Yeah.
so my growing edge is to keep taking steps forward, even when it's not perfect, even when I don't think I'm ready yet. So letting go of um, the the thought that I need to play small or take little baby steps is like a structure that I need to really keep cracking and releasing.
You know what mine was? And so you shared yours from the vision, and I'm gonna share mine. My release came after we had a conversation. You coached me through something. That feeling of I am not worthy to ask people what I'm worth. I need to let that go. Like when
Yes.
it
Did
comes to
I have to
it sure did, and I got the price that I got, not the price, I got what I required to do. It worked full on and more.
good.
So much that this colleague of ours, a friend of ours, is going to help me coach to get my book out, because the truth is, this is what I'm releasing to Reverend Julie. I have been holding on. I have a publisher, it's a paid for publishing. I have stepped forward. I have been fearful of releasing my next book in fear of no one's going to read this. I
I will.
talked to this colleague. I
You got me.
well, that's what our friend, that's what our friend, my new coach around getting my book out, it's Susie Lula, and y'all kind of know Susie Lula from, she's friends of ours. I would love to have her on the show one day. And she said, I'll help you. It's time to release that whole idea. And she guided me through. I talk about getting more by just being open and saying what was on my heart. You
Yeah.
coached me to that. That got me to have an honest conversation with our friend, Susie Lula. I am forever grateful to you, Rev, that
Oh, good.
we got to speak it. I got to move forward, releasing that fear or releasing that paradigm that I'm not worthy, and really speaking my truth. Look what came through.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about you. You were so in my mind that next hour. I was like,
You were there. You
let's
got it.
go. That's
But that,
awesome. I'm
but
so
that really
glad.
reminds me, if we hold on to something that is no longer serving the vision, would you say that it's blocking the energetic flow of the vision?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
yeah.
So as we're talking about release, I really like thinking about, and inviting you as you're listening, like what of everything in the world, what is it time to release? If it is time to release something, and as you contemplate it, like how do we do that? That's kind of a next step. And in the
Mhm.
next portion, I have an exercise it's a beautiful ritual. I've done it with a lot of clients, and it's a great way to kind of embody the releasing of what does not serve you. So we'll move into that portion next. I think you're going to do something around forgiveness,
I
which is also a
am,
huge piece
and
in being
and
able
the
to be free to release.
I had a shift about forgiveness, and we'll talk a little bit about in the second half. And it was from a conversation from Michael Beckwith and Jan Van Zant last week on Take Back Your Mind podcast.
Mhm.
And Jan said we have to have a new word for forgiveness. Let's call
Mm,
it the release. Instead of saying I forgive you, because a lot of people can't forgive someone or even forgive ourselves.
yeah.
Instead of saying I forgive, how about I release? How about I release the attachment to the energy that has held me back? I
Yeah.
release you so I can free myself. And that shifted me around, and even coaching my clients. I've been recently talking to them about, let's look at forgiveness as release. And my clients are getting this now. I have a
Yeah.
woman who was not ready to forgive, and she said, but I can release it. I get that release thing.
Yeah, that lands so strongly inside of me because there are people that even though I know when you forgive somebody, it's never about the other person, it's always about yourself. Like I've heard all the things, but there's this still like this inner brat that's like, I'm not forgiving them. But the idea of, I got to lay this down, it's making me sick, it's harming my body temple holding on. So I really love the idea of, I'm going to release this and allow, because we all get what we need in this life for our growth and our evolution. So
Mhm.
whatever lessons the other person needs to get, they will get. They're not going to get them any more strongly just because I'm holding on to something. So I that
Mm.
really lands for me in a strong way.
Well, I believe part of, and not part of it, majority of me releasing and forgiving myself is releasing. Reverend Julie, I don't know if this happens to you. I am sure it does. I'm sure it happens to our listeners and viewers. I will be in the flow of something magnificent. God is flowing through me, and all of a sudden, these old thoughts will drop into my head of things where I missed the mark or misstep, or that I had did something that was shameful, and it just comes back like a bullet. And I have to do the work again to release that thought in the midst of a blessing, in the midst of it happened yesterday when I was getting what I asked for. Then a thought came up about something I had done when I was 3 years old, 4 years
Wow.
old, 4 years old. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what, why in the midst of this blessing am I remembering something when I was a child that I
That's vacuuming up
interesting.
the leaves. That's vacuuming up the leaves. And
Yeah.
what's happening is it's almost like runoff. So as things bubble up, simple practices like being the compassionate grown-up to the little kid version of you. Like I do that all the time where a part of me feels humiliation or embarrassment or you know regret or whatever it is. It happened just like 2 days ago. My son he's cooking by himself now, and he sends me pictures of the meals he's making and they're healthy. He
Mm.
follows some like super healthy guy on Instagram. And so he's making these beautiful meals and I'm grateful for it. I'm super happy, but a part of me feels like, oh, I should have done this more with him. I should have like I should be, I should have, like meanwhile when he was at home he ate like cheese and bread for 10 years. Not really, but like he wasn't experimental and now all of a sudden he's experimental. So but a part of me immediately goes to, oh, I wasn't enough as a mom. And
Mm.
that's when I got to step in and just be like, what a hell of a job you did, that you have a son that's now out there and has the inner resources to care for himself. It's like constant. This is the vacuuming up the leaves. It's like every day
I
cleaning
will
it up,
always remember vacuuming up the leaves. That is like, I love that.
right?
I love that.
Yeah.
So right now we got to take a little break, commercial break right here at the New Thought Media Network. This is the High Vibe Hour, and I got to say I love our conversations. And I'm going to share something with us when we come back. And I just love this time with you, Rev. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it is. I love being able to do a deep dive on topics that matter, right?
Absolutely. All right, y'all. We will be right back.
Are you passionate about media, storytelling, and making a difference? Welcome to New Thought Media Network, where your voice matters. We amplify diverse voices and share impactful stories. Join us in our mission. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to creativity and community, looking for enthusiastic volunteers who want to be part of something bigger. Learn, grow, and collaborate in various aspects of media production. Incredible support and camaraderie await you here. Your contributions will help us create powerful content that resonates with audiences and drives social change.
Ready to make a difference? Visit our website www.ntmedia.org to learn more about volunteer opportunities and how you can get involved.
Find our volunteer inquiry under the Engage tab on our website, or visit www.ntmedia.org/volunteer. We look forward to connecting with you.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents the High Vibe Hour. The High Vibe Hour, 60 minutes of connections, insights, and conversations to raise your vibe. Join Rev Cynthia, Rev Julie, and Rev Skip each week for an exploration of living a high vibe life. Tune in live every Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time or anytime during the week on our YouTube channel. The High Vibe Hour, only on New Thought Media Network.
So we're back, and welcome back. We're talking about releasing and letting go, and I think this is the perfect time to make this announcement. I believe that myself and Reverend Cynthia and Reverend Julie, we created something really incredible here called the High Vibe Hour, and today we're talking about letting go what no longer serves the vision, and that includes us as teachers, and our dearest friend, colleague, sister. And what we do has decided to release this podcast so that she can embrace the vision for her as a teacher, as teaching practitioners, how to become practitioners and making space. And I got to honor that. I want to celebrate Reverend Cynthia. I want her to fly and to do what she's been called to do. Reverend Julie?
Yeah, absolutely. We love Cynthia so much, and her plate is full, and she wanted to be able to focus more on practitioner studies. So she is going to be focusing on that and releasing the high vibe hour for now. And we just want to wish her well. And I know that you all do as well.
And it's
Cool.
so interesting. You said for now. I love that because we'll have her on for a guest.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You
We'll
never
come
know
back
what'll
in.
happen.
You never know what's going to happen. So, and
I want to tell you
oh,
something.
go ahead. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was drinking my drink, and
yeah.
it reminds me a girlfriend of mine, whenever I bring, like, I put herbs and concoctions, and she's like, "Oh, you've got your swamp water." So I'm drinking my swamp water, folks.
And I'm drinking my green tea. I have green
Mhm.
tea in here as well, which, I would say maybe 3 months ago, I released coffee and I said it.
Ah,
I went through the headaches. I went through because,
oof.
caffeine like that and coffee, the way it's processed, it really shifts in how your neuromuscular and your neural bio energy actually moves because there's a high, there's a low. I'm in the process of releasing sugar.
Oh.
That is, yeah, I'm in the process of releasing a lot of different things that really
Mhm.
feels so not good for me right now at my age. And I'm also releasing a lot of different things, but I'm just making room for the vision of wholeness, of
Mhm.
health, of having a energetic, vibrant life.
Yeah.
I've also have curved different things that, when I used to have that go-to maybe chocolate or a go-to of maybe, oh, I deserve to have a martini or whatever. I've released all that so I can really drop into a full connection of my body temple.
Mm.
That is that energy of releasing right now and what it does.
Yeah. I love that you're bringing that up, because we have set an intention that the whole month of October, we're really going to be focusing on health and wellness and
Mhm.
diet, and and I like doing that, especially before all the holidays, so we can get
Yes.
our minds really set well, like, what do I want? And if we choose to do the whatever the things are, we do it consciously, and just to build up some extra support. So this whole month
Mm,
will be very health, fitness, diet focused.
yeah.
Yeah,
Whew.
super
Oh,
pumped.
this is a journey.
Yeah,
Journey.
yeah.
Yeah. So you
So
ready to go through a process?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
the idea is, I had a client recently, and she made this comment. She just said, like, I am in such a downward spiral because, and if you saw the events that have occurred in her life over like the last year, it's just crazy. It's like one thing after another, and like big issues, injuries, illness, loss of loved ones, just like boom, boom, boom. And so I got this idea to do a ritual with her to release out this spiral. She feels like she's in a downward spiral. Sometimes life feels that way. So we actually did this practice, and I'm going to invite you to do this with me right now.
Okay.
You could do it as a finger spiral, where you get a piece of paper and you draw a spiral, and you draw it like, you just want to make sure it has at least 3 turns to it. So um, you could do it as something like that, right? So it has 3 spirals to it. Or what I did with her, she lives in nature. She's got beautiful trees outside. She didn't want to go through the effort of actually creating a labyrinth, um, or a spiral, out of rocks or whatever. But I just had her imagine it. And so she starts on the outside, and she walked in a circle, a very large circle that kept getting smaller and smaller. And as she walked, her intention with each step she took was to release something else, to release anything that's not serving her, just to release it, to let it go, to release even the thought that I'm in a downward spiral, even the
Mhm.
thought that this is a pattern, just to keep releasing whatever no longer serves. And then when she got into the very center point of her spiral, like right there, that portion, when she got into the center point of her spiral, she set the intention to let it all go. Anything that doesn't serve her glory, her success, her well-being. And then as she walked outwards from the spiral, with each step she walked, getting wider and wider, going round and round, she embraced what she's saying yes to. So I always say, focus on what you do desire as opposed to what you do not desire. So on the spiral going in, she was consciously naming like everything she is done with and everything she's letting go of. And then on the spiral coming out, she was claiming everything she's saying yes to. So I'm going to guide us through this practice. And I invite you to just take a breath. Yeah. So breathing in through the nose, if that's comfortable. And just exhaling out through slightly parted lips. We're in the last quarter of a year. We're starting to release out. 2025, not quite there yet. Breathing in through the nose, and on the exhale, just letting something go, just releasing out through slightly parted lips. Maybe a little sound can release out through low down in the belly, breaking up any coagulated thought forms or energy or emotion. So hopefully that feels really good to you. And then you can either have your finger spiral, so you can have your piece of paper and you can move your finger around the spiral from the outside going around, or you can just imagine in your mind's eye being in a great big open field or park or the beach. And as you imagine, notice your favorite place in nature. So for you, would it be the beach? Would it be the desert? Would it be a valley? Would it be a field, the forest, a front or backyard? Just imagine you're in a place in nature that feels really wonderful to you. And you're on the outside of a big spiral. And as you slowly start to walk all around the spiral, making your way very slowly towards the center, just start to dump out all the things you're letting go of. Playing small, jealousies, insecurities, worries, fears, doubts, rages, angers, just like the stuff it's just too much to keep carrying. It doesn't mean you're giving up on something that's important to you. It just means like, I don't need to carry the stress of it. Because when I release the stress of it, that allows me to be free to take actions that are useful and beneficial. So imagine walking all the way through the outer ring of the spiral and release everything, like situation with this person, situation with that person, any health things, just letting it all go. Any things in a relationship, any irritations, any annoyances, just letting it go as you keep moving around and around the spiral. And then in your own time, making your way into the very center point of the spiral. And I'd like you to imagine as though you could take your hands like big cups and scoop out of yourself any areas where there might be coagulated thought forms, any angers, any resentments, any rages. I just imagine like scooping it all up and out. If there's any stuff that's happening in the chest, in your loving, in, feelings of not being fully free, if there's any discomfort in the stomach or digestion, like just all the areas, if there are any aches or pains in the back and the neck and the legs and the hips, just scooping it up and out, and imagine with love laying it in to the earth in the center point of that spiral, allowing Pachamama, Mother Earth, to mulch it, allowing Mother Earth to suck up, to soak up any of that negative energy, any of that negative content, and return it to what it always really was, which is pure usable source energy. So Mother Earth gets to mulch it. Mother Earth gets to cleanse it, to clear it, to purify it, so that it can be renewable resource, renewable fuel for life, for life, for life.
Mm-hmm.
And then take a breath, allowing yourself to feel a bit lighter, a bit more available, a bit more open. And as you very slowly begin to walk outward from the spiral, start to claim what you're saying yes to. It's like you're sprinkling seeds into fertile soil. What am I saying yes to? I'm saying yes to dynamic health. I'm saying yes to vitality. I'm saying yes to prosperity. I'm saying yes to abundance. I'm saying yes to affluence, which is the free flow of abundance. I'm saying yes to love. I'm saying yes to connection. I'm saying yes to freedom. I'm saying yes to empowerment and strength and fierceness. What are you saying yes to? What are you planting the seeds for right now that will begin blossoming and come into full fruition 2026 and beyond? What are you sprinkling seeds for right now? As you make your way around that spiral, unspiraling now, opening up. What am I receiving? I'm receiving abundance. I'm receiving abundance of career opportunity. I'm experiencing just a wide open yes to life, to however life wants to have full sway over my very beingness. What are you saying yes to? What are you opening up to? What are you saying yes to in the area of love, in the area of relationships, in the area of clean relationships, in the area of clean, healthy communication? What are you saying yes to? Let the spiral get bigger and bigger. This is the harvest. We're in the harvest time of year. What are you harvesting right now? What are you saying yes to? All the things I am collecting. I am collecting love, healthy love, dynamic love. I am collecting peace and joy and freedom and trust and power and strength. Prosperity, wholeness, union, connection, intimacy with spirit, intimacy with life, intimacy. I am collecting, becoming my own best friend. I'm collecting, I am harvesting, being my own champion. And continue until you come to the opening of that spiral, and then perhaps open your arms wide up and just allow your whole chest area to receive, to receive, to receive. It's almost like receiving a chalice, like what kings and queens drink out of, a chalice cup filled with healing rose-colored energy. And as you drink it, it just fills in your whole body temple. Any places where there were emptiness or holes or lack becomes full and restored with that rose-colored, nurturing, loving, healing, creative energy. Take a few breaths. Allowing yourself to come into full equilibrium with this new way of being and allowing. Beautiful. Beautiful. So let us know how that was for you. And Skip, if there's something you want to jump in with, by all means.
Well, I'm going to actually give some steps in the process. It's going to take a little bit of time, but in that whole idea of what you just did, the spiral was very beautiful. The labyrinth, walking in, letting go, walking out, embracing, very important. And I felt lighter coming out. It was beautiful. It was a great experience energetically, really connecting with what am I embracing coming out of this labyrinth, this movement, this spiral. I feel that forgiveness is probably a very challenging place for a lot of people, not just with someone else and mainly with yourself.
Mm.
And what came up for me during this whole couple of weeks with listening about releasing and letting go and forgiveness is it is a process of releasing. And one of the things you can do, you can start off with really identifying something that has been challenging for you to forgive yourself for or someone else. And mainly really connecting and being honest with that process, being honest with that experience. I'm being honest that it's very hard for me to forgive myself for dot, 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 dot. And it's great to journal around this. And I journal about this quite a bit. Write it out. Because there is honesty from pen to paper. So journal it out old school, not on your smartphone, because as soon as the texts come through, you're out of the process. So get a journal. And once we have identified that one thing or many things, we want to sit with it. We want to look at it, not push it away. Because that's what a lot of unresolved unforgiveness is, because we've pushed it out and we haven't really dealt with it. And I was listening to Madonna's teacher. He teaches Kabbalah, and he was saying how we must embrace every part, what we want and what we don't want. Part of this unforgiveness is so divine, it's so beautiful, because it has gotten us to the place that we want to be. So we want to honor that unforgiveness and not shame ourselves for having it, and allowing ourselves to get to where we want to be in forgiveness. So then we take this experience, we bring it to our mind's eye, our consciousness, and we speak to it. And we speak to it with questions of, what did you come for me to learn? Why are you still here? What is the lesson? How did you serve me? So we get to inquire this part of the unforgiveness that lives within us. Inquiry. And once we've gotten these answers, once we've gotten some downloads, then we can speak to it again and say, thank you for teaching me this.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity for growth. Thank you. Now I am willing to let you go. I've done the work with you. And now I'm freeing you. I'm releasing you so that I can free myself to move forward.
Yeah.
And when this process for me of releasing and forgiving and unforgiveness, that whole process became so simple of actually talking to it, it became easier for me to let it go.
Beautiful.
It's just a simple way to get to that place. And then I follow this up with clients, and I say that if you're not willing to forgive, allow God within you to do the work. So you're not taking on the heavy lifting of releasing something. Let spirit within you do the work.
That's so beautiful, to turn it over. How
Turn it
often do
over.
we forget? It's like the most simple thing, like turn it over to God.
Turn it over. And it's like, I remember having this story once. I think one of my teachers, probably maybe you, or maybe it was Reverend Joanne, talking about how unforgiveness is the backpack that we carry up a hill.
Oh, yeah.
And we can always take one stone of unforgiveness and drop it to the side, and then feel how that lightens up the load of unforgiveness you're carrying in your back. You take another one out, you keep walking up that hill, you take another one out, and you get to the top and you're free. And now it's just moving on a flat road.
Yeah.
So we release, and it's a journey. That hill
Right.
represents a journey. It's not one and done, y'all. Trust me. And it could be. It could be.
Oh, I like that. That's nice to say. Yeah.
No, but
100%.
it's also a journey. It's also a journey. Powerful stuff we're doing today. And believe it or not, we're at the end of this show. It is now our takeaway. And we get to share here's what I'm taking away from this show. I will always remember this: vacuuming up the leaves.
Yeah.
This is what this is all about. That is my major takeaway, is vacuuming up the leaves. That's what we're here to do.
I love
What's
that.
your takeaway
So
today?
mine is 100%. It just happened. It's the reminder to turn it over to God. Like just that's going to be
Mm,
my practice this week. I'm doing a lot of travel and I have some events coming up around situations that would normally be like um, anxiety producing for me. And
yeah,
so my thing is I'm going to keep just prior to the event and after the event, I'm just going to keep turning it all over to God. That's going to be my spiritual practice this week. So thank
I
you.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, Reverend Julie, people are always asking, where can I get a little extra bit of you? How can
Yes.
people find you?
Follow me on Instagram, Rev Julie Moret. That's the main spot. I tend to share to Facebook, but I'm mostly on Instagram. And then on my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be putting up more and more tools and practices there.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I'm the same. Instagram, you can go to Instagram. I'm Rev Skip Jennings on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I am Skip Jennings Inspired Transformation. You can get all your information about what I'm doing is going to skipjennings.com. And just a reminder, I am still taking a trip to Bali. I'm going to still
Yes.
talk about I have, you know what I did in the middle of my spiral? I put down the number. I don't know if you can see it. It's the number 20.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
yeah. I
it.
see 20.
It's
Yes.
in number 20 because that's the number of people I want to take with me on this journey to Bali. We have 12 people committed, so we have 8 spots left. I'm singing
Go.
it. I am believing it. I'm holding that space. And yes, I'm coming out of the spiral with 20 people going to Bali with me. That's what I know to do. So more information, go to skipjennings.com and you'll be able to find out more about the Bali retreat. Yeah.
Awesome.
I,
All
I,
right.
I just adore you. I love you. I'm grateful that we get to hang out together. I'm grateful for more that is coming. All the things
Absolutely.
that we're
We have some fun
doing.
plans. Yeah.
Absolutely. And please, everyone, do me a favor. Just share this love with us. Share and share like this video you're watching right now. Drop it onto your YouTube page. Drop it onto your Facebook page. Share the love. Subscribe. Do all the things that we're here to do to share this love. Reverend Julie, thank you so much. You are just you're my heart.
Yeah, there you go. And we'll see you back here next Friday.
Absolutely. Peace and blessings,
Okay.
everyone, and namaste. Namaste.